Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to HCW Show Squared. This is episode 28. I keep forgetting what number it is, but it is number 28. I'm of course your host as usual, Dan DP, as we all say nowadays, DPZ, yeah. And I'm of course joined by someone who's not just a one-off host, they're going to be hopefully our regular co-host for this, is of course Mr. Impact Craig. How you doing?
Hello, you know me, it's the MIC. Back once again for my second week watching NXT properly. Actually, I don't think I've ever done 2 weeks of NXT in a row. 3 weeks technically, because obviously we couldn't record the first week, but yeah, getting into NXT again, so excited to talk about it. Let's do this.
Let's do it indeed. But before we get started, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, getting by. It's a Friday. For those who aren't aware, we normally record these on Saturday or Sunday. Today's Friday because I'm not going to be in London on Sunday. I'm going to Kumite Combat Wrestling in Derby, so I'm not going to have any time to edit this on Sunday. So I'm getting this all done today and potentially tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be out for Sunday. But I can't edit on Sunday like I normally would.
No. The important thing is if you're watching this on Sunday, you know it's ready in time.
Exactly. So we go ahead with NXT. This was for the 20th of February. Their recording is 23rd, so we're a little bit it's better time than usual. Kick things off though straight away with a North American title match between champion Femi and Lexis King. Femi of course wins and retains a powerbomb. I rated it 1 of 3 quarter stars. It was a very short match. I guess the key thing here was Oba looking dominant, and that's exactly what it was. There was some sort of Robert Stone came in during the middle of the match for no reason because it had no effect whatsoever on the match. I've got to be honest, I'm concerned for Lexis because on AEW he was in a tag team. He was showcased as part of a tag team. He wasn't at the forefront of any booking. And he didn't look bad, but he also wasn't good. He was just sort of another guy there. Now on NXT, he's got that spotlight. He's got, the booking. He's got a character. And he's just not good. The spotlight's on him and he's sort of exposing his flaws. I find it hard to get invested in anything he does. The guy had a match with Dragon Lee. And that was barely watchable. I don't know what it is. He needs work. So, in my opinion, personally, to be off TV and hone his craft. But those are my thoughts. What did you think about the match and of Lexis and Nova?
As you said, a very, very short match for the supposed to be the secondary title, men's title in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Alexis King. I'm really not. See, the weird thing is, Brian Pillman Jr. I was quite a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his, but again, as you said, it was tag team stuff. I watched him for a little bit in NXT with the new Heart Foundation. And it flowed quite nicely for him there.
Mm-hmm.
So it does seem as though he needs people around him to. I don't want to say carry, because carry is not necessarily the right word, but yeah, just to give him something else, and then him being the main focus of storylines he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Because the match itself, it was a match.
Yeah.
Good. Over Femi, like I said, looked strong, and that has to be the focus for now. Because I think they said it was 10 matches for Over Femi in NXT.
Something like that,
before he won a title. Yeah, that fair play.
It's like he was in that tournament, wasn't it? That breakout tournament. So he did quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals, and then cashed in and won it.
Yeah.
So 3 matches. So yeah.
To go from a breakout tournament and then beat the North American Championship. I know other people have followed that path before, but clearly NXT management, Shawn Michaels, whoever, sees something over Femi, and I like it. I'm into it. I think he can be a monster, given the time and the treatment. I'm into it. Very good match. Very good for Over Femi. Not a good match, but good for Over Femi.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It's just Over Femi is also another thing where it's like he's champion, but it's like where's he doing now? Because right now it's like open challenges, but not really open challenges because he's like just. I'm very confused because like the first time that he won a title from Dragon Lee was like, I want my rematch this week, and Femi was like, no. You know, I won't give you that title match until the PLE. And it was like, okay, fair enough. But now suddenly it's like, let's escape on a shot. I was like, okay, next week. It's like I don't understand that flip flop sort of attitude. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that or.
I think it stated last week that it seems as though the plan was for him to be a heel, but they realised that they can get people behind him, make him a face, so be a fighting champion. And I think seems as though that's the idea behind it, but you never can tell with wrestling booking.
Precisely. But yeah, let's move on. Before we get any too further down the rabbit hole over Femi's next he's booking. Backstage, Live Valkyria asked Tatum Paxley to remain backstage and to not get involved in a title match later on tonight against Shotzi. Tatum agrees because of a promise of a surprise, from Lyra. Will that come to fruition? We'll see. We move on. The Wolf Dogs are here. They exchange barbs about what happened last time at No Mercy, where they talk about how Baron beat Braun and how Braun carries the team. They cut this off though because the fans are suddenly chanting "Spear of Days, Spear of Days," and then Braun's like, "You hit him with the end of days, and I hit him with a spear," and he literally like, turns to the crowd. He's like, "How about a Spear of Days, guys?" And they're like, "Yeah, Spear of Days."
It's insane, honestly. It really is. If you get the right line in, you can get wrestling fans to chant anything.
Yeah, precisely. Yes, absolutely. It's literally like the Rock mentality, or like the. No, I think Rock can get anyone. I think Rock can get anyone to chant anything.
Yeah.
It's like we're dumbasses. We are dumbasses.
Yeah, you get them to chant whatever you want.
Exactly.
You make it entertaining.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, so Baron and Braun talk about being the new tag champs briefly. When we get Chase U, they're here. They basically Andre looks fresh once again. He got the jeweled haircut. He's fully like groomed himself. He's fully back to being himself again. Duke Hustler's got his trophy back, so they're back to 100%. They're back to being themselves. They're rejuvenated, and it's their time to shine. They've basically got an agreement that they had with the family, the previous tag champions, where it's like, well, they always give us a shot, so we're going to cash in our shot now on you guys. And then, rightly so, Nathan Frazier and Action come out and just essentially call bullshit on that. Like, it's like, your agreement with the previous champions is null and void because they're not champions anymore. So, that thing's not there anymore. You ain't got that shot. And then they have, what's the word? Like an argument among themselves. Braun and Baron want nothing to do with it, so they begin to leave. And then suddenly, Ava appears. You remember saying last week about her like spider sense tingling?
Yeah.
It's like she's just suddenly there again.
Yeah. Ready for book matches whenever she wants, whenever it feels necessary.
Yeah, she comes out. She goes, holla holla player. I think we got a 2-on-2 going on here. Holla holla. And she basically makes a tag match for the number one contendership between Fraser and Axiom and Chase U, which is happening later tonight. So yeah, that should be a fun match. We get to it.
Very good segment.
Vegas 7, yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was good. Wolf Dogs didn't get much of it in because it wasn't about them necessarily. It was about setting up challenges for them, so it made sense ultimately. Backstage again, Roxanne is here and she talks about how Ren Sinclair, who is Manny Rankowski, for those who aren't aware, reminds her of herself when she started in NXT, just who's happy to be there, and being happy to be there doesn't cut it. Roxanne's developed this kind of callous, this kind of new behaviour because she's been passed over for like main roster people who are just there for a holiday. Like, and it's a fair point. I mean, look at the main event of this show. It's Shotzi. Like,
not
like
just,
before that, obviously,
the division.
Exactly. Yeah. Before that, yeah, like Becky Lynch as well. Like she was down there for a bit. Like, it's a valid point. And then she ends her comments by saying that she'll be watching the Lyra and Shotzi match, and that she hopes that they'll be watching hers. I like this new attitude of Roxanne.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. She needed something other than she's following her mother's footsteps, AJ Lee.
Yes. How long have it been to just skip it around the ring?
Yeah. I give it 2 weeks.
Fair.
Especially after what happened in the main event, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it happening soon.
Following up on this, we had another one of those vignettes with the white text on black background. It said, "Men deny their truth. I will be a mirror to it." And then the glass shatters. So obviously it's Stone Cold. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But no, have you got any ideas now about who this mystery person is with the glass shatter?
Not a clue. Like, how am I supposed to guess from that? Like, I haven't heard of anyone new coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it must be a return or someone from the main roster coming down. I don't know who this could be, and it's bugging the crap out of me.
Do you know who used the mirror in their early days of their time in wrestling?
Breathe?
Lex Luger.
It's
the return of Lex Luger.
Oof.
We move on though to the next match of the night, which was Roxanne Perez and Ren Sinclair, who is Manny Rankowski for those who aren't aware. So Roxanne wins with pop rocks, but instead of going for the pin, she goes into a cross-based submission for a submission win. I rated 2.25 stars. Again, it was just a short match, but also in a case where someone was more dominant here, and that being Roxanne. Obviously, with her new attitude, she's more aggressive, less caring, just wants to punish people. I like it. I do like this. It suits her new character more, and yeah, it's just better for her really, viewing the way things are going.
Yeah, no, I'm into it. There's new attitudes for Roxanne, which, like I said, it felt like it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's made some very good points in that she's been through a hell of a lot on this in NXT, and yeah, the attitude finally matches the path she's been on, how she's been forced on in some cases. So yeah, a decent match for what it needed to be. Ren Sinclair didn't get an awful lot in, but also the point was for Roxanne to show off who she is now and what she's capable of doing when pushed to the limit she's being pushed to.
Yeah, and just remember that she's going to be watching the match later on tonight with Lyra and Shotzi. So,
nice day.
Backstage, it's confirmed that Noam Dar will face a member of the NQCC, which is the No Quarter Catch Club. Next week for the Heritage Cup Trophy Championship. We don't know who it is. It's just one of them because of the catch clause, which Noam also said over a little bit. Is like, catch clause? What's catch clause? Catch clause? What? I got to for four people now because of the catch clause. It's like Noam is he can be hit or miss, but most of the time he's a hit.
I always like Noam Dar, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
My first introduction to him was during British Boot Camp Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first introduction to Noam Dar. And then seeing him on Local Independence and then NXT UK and then 205 Live, all that stuff. 205 Live was where he started to really show for me what I like about him and his character with Alicia Four.
Alicia Four.
And it's just great. And the no quarter catch crew. I like it. I still want to be Gulak, but I think it might be
Dempsey? Bourne?
Regal's son.
Kemp? Dempsey.
Dempsey, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally wrote here, I don't mind who it is as long as it's not Miles Bourne or Damon Kemp. So just Gulak or Dempsey is fine for me. Like,
yeah.
We move on though to the Battle of Brothers as Josh Briggs on Brooks Jensen. Of course, Briggs wins on a pair of lariats, or more accurately, I would say, clotheslines from hell. They were very JBL inspired looking lariats.
Yeah.
I rated it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. This had no reason to be as good as it was. On paper, it didn't look promising because Jensen's always been sort of weak link between the two of them. But I enjoyed it. There was elements of storytelling. They got good time. I'd argue this was the best Jensen match I've seen in NXT. Of course, the standout is of course Briggs, because Briggs is the guy. He's the bigger guy. He's the bigger stature, bigger name. Like, I'd argue he's ready to make a run for the main title, not to win it, but to at least challenge for it. And then saying that, he can also go after the North American champion as well, because Josh Briggs at Open Femi would be a great match.
Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed the match. I always like a good tag team breakup feud thing. I always enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else there can be said on this one from me, because I didn't actually see the proper breakup. I know that it will happen because Briggs told Jensen he needs to grow up, and I like at the ending. Briggs saying he had to do it and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah, it was very if you remember Shawn Michaels Ric Flair in 2008, it was like he said,
yeah,
"I'm sorry, man, I love you," and then he hits him with lariats, and it's like,
yeah, it's a nice little addition to the story that they're trying to tell. They told it very well. I like taking breakups, and yeah, Jensen looks solid.
Mm-hmm.
Briggs is just a unit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm here for whatever comes next for these two.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, like I said, this is just done more for Jensen than it did for Briggs, because Jensen was sort of, I guess, on the lower end of the totem pole, and then this match has sort of raised him, because I don't know what to expect next from him, but he's proven that he can go. So following from this, we've got a vignette between Dijak and Joe Jacy, who recreate a crime drama where Dijak has essentially got him in a straitjacket in an interrogation room. That's about it, really. They exchange a few things about Dijak's pride, and then Gacy's like, "How about you have no pride? I'm crazy." And then and then out of nowhere, in comes Luca Crucifino, who is this lawyer guy.
Yeah.
He comes in, he's like, "Hey, what you're doing is illegal." And then Dudley's like, "I don't play by the rules. I make my own rules."
Yeah, he broke my law. Like, oh, I, I'm excited for where this feud goes. What match situation? I'm assuming it'll be another small match at Roadblock, and then a big match at. I keep forgetting the name. Started pay per view.
Stand deliver.
Stand and Deliver. Thank you. I keep forgetting the name of it, even though it's been every year for the last 4 years. Yeah, Stand and Deliver. But I'm into it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot as well. And I'm hoping Stand and Deliver we get Lucas Vilo in a shark cage.
Oh dear.
I don't know why he's in this now. It's just...
No.
It just seems all random.
Hey. Maybe that's this thing. He just pops up and down people when they're breaking the law.
You know what? I'm down for that. I'm down for a random just, hey, you're breaking the law.
Yeah. That's where it's leading to.
I hope so. So now we get another vignette. Carmelo Hayes visits the barbershop where his and Trick's friendship began. Trick Williams says. Carmelo recounts his actions on Vengeance Day. He's got his pride, his principles. He didn't get too big for his own boots, but Trick did. Carmelo says that he wanted Trick to get a taste of being a big guy, a big star, but Trick tried to surpass him. Carmelo claims that he let Trick have his run for his own amusement, but he saw the signs. He saw that Trick wanted a shot at the title. He saw Trick making side glances at the title. He saw him wanting the glory that Carmelo had. So he had to get Trick before Trick got him. There's no one else on Trick on Carmelo's level, and he recognised that he himself was Trick's biggest competition. So that's why he did that. That's why he did what he did. He hopes that Trick stays wherever he is because his 15 minutes of fame are up, and that if Orion wants a piece of him, he better get in line. Because if it ain't for the energy title, then there's nothing to talk about. Solid, very solid segment.
Yes. Very, very good. Melo don't miss. in every sense. In every sense. That promo was so good. And when I can't wait to see what happens when Trick comes back, because this again, I imagine it will be like a big blowout, Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever happens in that match, let's hope they go all out. If that was just a very good. When a face turns heel, especially when it comes as a tag team partner, and they lay out the reasons out, you get it.
Yeah.
You can understand why they did it, but you still don't like them for it.
Yeah.
That's what happened here. Right.
I also think there's a case where a lot of people who do turn on their partners, they give their reasons and their reasoning for it, and it comes across as being just shallow or like it's very flat. Like it doesn't resonate with people. Like the way Carmelo did this, the way he's currently doing it, it's doing it in a way that he's making people hate him more, and even though Trick's not there, it's raising Trick's level as well. Because when Trick comes back, he's gonna get that monster pop as well.
It's very, very good from Melo. I'm into it. Let's go.
I'm into it. I can't wait, and we'll get some sit down, some further down the line on this show, more news on that particular storyline happening. But for now, we move on to Ariana Grace and Jacy Jayne. Jacy wins with a discus clothesline. 1 star I rated it. It's just another short match. It was slow. It didn't really gel in any way. Jacy's last singles match on NXT TV was in November last year against Thea Hale, she's just not that great. It kind of just felt like she was trying to form her own version of attraction with the entrance with her, Thea, and Jasmine Nix, who I've literally I don't I've not known her name until just now. Like, I don't know, the match didn't get a lot of time and just overall wasn't that good. I don't know if you had a different opinion.
I mean, I'm liking the character work from Ariana Grace. I think it's following in her auntie's footsteps. Good old Santina. Yeah. Yeah, the match itself, cool. It happened.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like the match itself. Maybe felt a little bit pointless in a sense, in that they used it to get to another point, which I don't get why they needed to have that match when they could have just. It could have that the point they're trying to get to. I think could have been established in a backstage segment. I don't think they needed the ring match necessarily, because obviously we know they're pointing us what's going to lead to in Jacy, Jayne, Jasmine Nix turning on their hair.
Yeah,
and even chase
you and yeah.
So I'm glad that Ariana Grace got some TV time, but beyond that, it was okay.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't worse, wasn't the best. It was just okay.
Yeah, it was just sort of there.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on to a vignette. Tony D'Angelo arranged a family meeting. So obviously it comes Stax and Adriana Rizzo, because that's how good family is now. It's just them three, no one else, despite all the times we've seen in the past of the family, where there's been like 200 of them. He reveals that he's lost track of the bigger picture, and then he will do his best to become the Don again, Don of NXT. So yeah, Tony D'Angelo for world champion win.
Coming after this bad boy.
Oh shit! You beat Ilya for it.
Yeah, I beat him in a tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
Shit, nice. So who you fighting as Dan Deliver?
I'll let Ava decide.
Fair enough. Here she comes.
In terms of this segment, okay, cool. It needed to happen so we know what's next for the family.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't very clear what's next for the family, it was more focused on what's next for Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah. I think they did a good job in that they reflected on stuff. So Adrian was like, "Sorry, what's that? I didn't get. Sorry, I can't do her voice. Sorry, because I didn't get the job done. Against Jada Parker, which fine. Stats is like, lost titles. We'll get them back. Tony's like, no, we're not. So I like that much. So it shows they're not going to be a tag team going forward, or at least they're not going to focus on a tag effort going forward.
Yeah. Okay. It did what it needed to do, and I'm fine with it. I like that style of thing, and if it means more progression for the family in terms of what they're capable of doing, do it. I originally liked the family. I started to more just as Stax came in, Stand Deliver, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I started to like them then, and hopefully more to come. Bigger picture. Once again, I'm into it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. So going on from this, we had an interview now. So we had a sit-down interview with Ridge Holland. So for history lesson over here, a few weeks back, Ridge and I had another interview, which I praised because it was a really good sit-down interview. about Ridge's past, his demons, injuries had passed and stuff, and like him having this air of misfortune to him. And now he's back at NXT, and he's gonna work on improving himself. And it was a really good, solid sit-down interview. This one, he says he's still unlucky. He has an aura about him. He had a chair in his hand last week. He wasn't himself, and for that he must apologise. But he won't do it there. He'll do it in the ring next week.
Yeah. Once again, it happened.
Yeah.
Like, just very once again a little bit pointless in that.
Yeah, I do wonder what's the point of this.
Yeah.
Even being on TV, like.
Yeah, well, he could have even that could have been a tweet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or even just a little thing where he's backstage, sat down somewhere, no microphone, no Megan Schreiber.
Sarah Schreiber.
Yeah, sorry, Schreiber. There we go. I knew it was two S's, but yeah. But yeah, didn't need any of that. Yeah, it literally could have been accomplished by a tweet saying, "I'll be in next week in the ring."
Yeah.
That's all you need to say. They can put it on the screen, and people know.
Yeah, precisely. Exactly. Yeah. So move on now to the NXT tag titles number one contendership match between Jacy and Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Of course, Jacy actually win after a series of flash pins and roll ups, which is ultimately won by Andre Chase when he reverses a jackknife pin from Nathan Frazier. I rated 3 3/4 stars. Incredible tag match, fast paced, high octane action, and just general chaos. It was really good. It's interesting to see now that they've lost some of their bigger teams. So obviously, they've lost the Creed brothers, they've lost Carmelo and Trick Williams. That now other teams are starting to take center stage. Even the family are not going to be a thing anymore. So like a couple of weeks back, we saw Edge and Manic Blade, who had that really long match with I can't remember who they fought, but it was like a 60-minute match they had with someone that was really good. Like Frazier and Axiom, who are also slowly rising. They've been up there, but now there's almost like some sort of vacancy in the upper part of the tag team division. So now someone can actually rise up to get to that. All seems to be well in NXT. On the tag division, nothing can go wrong in the NXT tag division. Nothing wrong whatsoever, right?
I mean, I guess Chase U's magic got killed, but
oh, I hate that you said that. Oh, that's really good.
Oh,
so of course, post match, they're celebrating. Yeah, we won. Chase U. Woo! And then they're laid out by these two people, these two bald men. Who could it be? It's only the OC.
Right up. Right. Yep.
So, Gallows and Anderson are here. They're in NXT. I can't wait for them to actually get the Wolf Dogs.
I'm genuinely, obviously, a bit biased in that. Got a nice little follow from Carl Anderson a few months back, but I like the OC, the Good Brothers. I do. When they were in TNA for that little time, I liked it. Bit confused because last thing on TNA they were back in the Bullet Club. Now they're back in the OC, whatever the hell that is. Mia Yim is with them. AJ Styles is doing his own thing. Only one again. The Lone Wolf AJ Styles stuff. Although I don't know. I mean, the match itself, fantastic. A nice number one contenders match where you weren't really sure who was going to win this one.
Fantastic, yeah.
That's always a good thing when you can't. There's no clear winner in this match.
Mm.
But yeah, the OC popping up at the end, and it was Duke Hudson with the Magic Killer, and yeah, I do like the Good Brothers, but a lot of people are speculating as to whether this is their final stop in NXT before the WrestleMania releases.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I never want to, like desire someone's release because they get fired from a job. It's not a nice thing to
Yeah.
happen to anyone. Um, it's just I don't want the Good Brothers in NXT. I'm being selfish. I don't want them here. It's like I know, like we were just saying how the television is really good. It's got a spark. It's got these rising flames that are gonna rise up. Except OTM because OTM aren't that good, but you got these other teams that are just gonna rise up in that vacancy. They're gonna take control of what's going on, and then you got these guys who just come in and it's like, well, Chase, you aren't winning now. It's like, why?
I am a fan of the Good Brothers. But I don't like I said. Coming to NXT, they've made it clear what they're going for,
Yeah.
and they want the Wolf Dogs.
It'd be a real swerve, wouldn't it? If it was like, we send you live, Valkyria.
Yeah, I like the match. I'm okay with the Good Brothers coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It just I guess it's a wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though they've made it pretty clear what they're going for.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously before I was looking at like online comments and stuff like that. So I'm always curious to see other opinions and stuff. People are like, "Oh, I hope they're gonna be good." And it's like, "Oh, they're gonna have their spark back because they're in NXT." And all I'm thinking is they've not had a spark since 2015. Like they've not had a spark since like I feel like that first Talk Shop Mania they did. That's the last time I enjoyed anything they did. And it was like, I know you're a fan of them, so obviously we're going to agree to disagree. But I don't see the appeal. I think this genuinely snuffs out, and this is a real downer on the television in NXT.
No, I know you're not the only one who thinks that with the Good Brothers. That's the beauty of wrestling. People can like what they like. If they don't like something, they don't have to like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like them because if when they came to TNA, it felt like a big deal, and for me, it felt like not to get into the TNA stuff too much, but it felt like when Team 3D came through to TNA.
Mm-hmm.
When the Good Brothers came in, it had that vibe, and they brought a lot of good stuff to TNA. So a personal thing, I like them because of the stuff like bringing New Japan back to TNA, like bringing in Jay White, all those people. They played a big part in that. So I like them on a personal level, and I think they can have good matches. So I'm good with the Good Brothers.
That is fair. So yeah, we will move forward to the next vignette of the night. It's Dragonov. Dragonov is here, and he comments basically on Carmelo Hayes. He calls him a coward and a lowlife, and that he'll face Carmelo for the title at Roadblock. So that's the next special event, PLE, whatever. On one condition, however, that Carmelo meets him face to face in the ring next week. As Carmelo may want the title, but Ilya wants something more important. He wants Carmelo's soul. Which, okay.
Is that a thing Ilya does? I've just missed something.
He does it a little bit, I guess, but it's like he has like the red contact lenses, and like the, I'm a devil, I'm gonna sign your contract in a soul binding contract. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. It's something, but it does bring into question for me. Does Carmelo beat Ilya? Because obviously the money match is Carmelo and Trick. So is that obviously that's happening at Stand and Deliver, but is it for the title or the non-title?
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me. Damn fuckers.
See, I think the Melo and Trick match works both ways, whether it's non-title or for the title. If it's for the title, then Trick gets to finish the story.
Before
then,
Cody.
yeah, Trick gets it up in the night before WrestleMania. But if not, then it works as a personal feud anyway.
Mhm.
You know, as a blood feud. You know, he can get revenge on his former tag team partner. Like I said, I like tag team breakups, and you know, it's very rare that a tag team breakup match has this level of hype.
Mhm.
So I think it works either way, but I do think it'll be for the title. Trick gets revenge and gets to finish his story.
Precisely. Yeah, I'm on the same side as you there. I initially did say I wanted Ilya to be champion going into Stand and Deliver, because then you have the freeway Ilya Carmelo Trick, because I don't know who else you put Ilya against really. But saying that, I think I want Carmelo and Trick more in a singles match, rather than having Ilya as the third wheel.
Yeah.
And I don't want Ilya to lose the title. However, in this scenario where we have Carmelo as the undeniable heel, and you have Trick as the momentous, he's gonna come back. He's gonna be like raging with fire, like Trick Williams as the face.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
kind of hard to ignore.
And if I'm remembering correctly, the end of Stand and Deliver last year, wasn't it? Trick raising Melo's hand after he just won the NXT title.
That does ring a bell, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of brings it full story as well, full circle as well.
Yeah. Complete the story. Finish the story. Finish it. Honestly, I would love that. Just the ironic, the irony of just Trick doing the story before Cody. You know, there's no, even though it has no reference to Cody whatsoever. It's just,
No, get it done.
So moving on from that, because honestly, that's like the biggest thing in the NXT right now. Backstage, Fallon Henley is brooding about Briggs and Jensen fighting. Thea Hale is brooding about everything. They're never heart to heart. Reading out loud, I don't know why I put this in my notes. I don't know why. I just sort of wrote it down.
Yeah, what happened? So I guess it's.
I guess.
I'm intrigued to see where this leads. You know, whether it does lead to Fallon and Thea versus Jacy, Jayne, and Jasmine Nix.
Yeah, precisely. It could be that. Yeah.
Of course, head down that route, or it's just a nice little segment for the show.
Yeah, Fallon Henley and Chase U, do it.
Ooh.
She needs someone else in it because she's lost Briggs and Jensen now, so she needs a new group. Why not Chase U?
Why not exactly?
Anyway, so we're on to the next match of the night. Lash Legend and Kalani Jordan. Again, I think one of the matches that you weren't too sure who's to come out on top. So it had that element of surprise to it. Of course, though, Lash Legend wins with a choke slam from the second rope and some Jakara Jackson interference. I rated it 1.5 stars. Again, it had the same issue as I mentioned earlier in the night. It was just too short. it was like 3 minutes. It felt rushed, which led to some sloppiness in the ring. I'm not sure if it was that or anything. It's hard to explain. It's how it felt to me. The short match length didn't help things, and that led to it being rushed, which made things look sloppy. Just don't do the match. You can't get a proper time. Like, don't put it on TV yet. I don't know how else to explain it. Like,
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that front. Yeah, it felt rushed. It felt a bit, I don't know, like, yeah, it's one of them. I think I checked my phone a couple of times during that one and missed most of it.
to be fair, you missed probably the entire thing.
Yeah.
It was so short.
I can't even say it did what it needed to do because I don't know what it needed to do.
Yeah. It kind of just felt like... I know there was something last week. There's some like backstage talk. But saying that, I didn't really pay attention to it. Yeah, it's just very weird. Post-match, though, there's a 2-1 attack from Kiana James and Izzy Dame that Kalani avoids. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's it for that, I suppose.
After that, we went into an interview with the OC. So you all love this. They say that they're going to win it and they have the tag titles, and that they're going to do some brothering around. That's it, really.
because it's that same old recipe. It's a magic killer. 1, 2, 3, and they're just too sweet.
I'm gonna hate this for the next few weeks. I'm gonna hate this.
Never fails.
So, we go forward now to the main event of the night. For the NXT Women's Championship, Live Valkyria defends against Shotzi. The match ends abruptly when Shotzi gets an injury after a bad landing following a DDT to the apron. Of course, we send our well wishes to Shotzi for speedy recovery. Hopefully you're back soon. And again, hopefully you're back on NXT because you're not doing much on the main roster. So
there's some unfinished business there. So
exactly.
Get healthy and come back.
Come back and fight Live Valkyria again. So yeah, she stands. So they go to commercial. We come back. Lyra's still in the ring. Comes Ava because Ava is GM. Who announces, yeah, literally, like bling bling bling. Pardon me. So basically, Shotzi is no longer able to compete, which now means it's an open challenge for whoever is first out of the curtain. So obviously, she's watching the match. So out comes Roxanne. No, it's Lash Legend.
Yeah. You know what? Full credit to her for calling this on the fly, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, full credit, and you know, the Shotzi and Lara match started off really, really well.
Yeah.
See, unfortunate for Shotzi that just landed awkwardly, and it sucks that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But then for Lash Legend, I mean, I assume that the referee was told that, so they had, but it couldn't really have had any time to prepare for that.
No, of course, no. There's no one waiting for it. Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe the referee will be told who's going to be, but beyond that, if you've got to call it on the fly, and to be fair, I didn't see that much whispering. You know, you can usually tell when wrestlers are trying to call a match on the fly, and you know you see a lot of like rest holds to tell what's next. But No, I couldn't see any of that. It just looked like they just went for it, and full credit to them.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do that. No way I could do that.
Yeah.
So nothing but respect for them, and had a decent match.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree. No, I went 2.5 stars. It was obviously the match was always going to be a little lackluster, only because of the short, the hasteness of it. But it was fine. The circumstances allowed it to be that way. Lyra retains, of course. I don't have much else for this. It was kind of just an air match. It was just, and I think I don't even know the ending. And like it seems to be Lyra's finish, but it's just a splash.
Yeah, it just it felt like a light splash.
Yeah, it felt very abrupt as well. Like it felt like it was a move that wasn't a finisher, but it finished the match.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was there. It was fine. It was.
Yeah. It was going to end that way anyway, but it just deciding how they're going to get there.
Plastic, yeah. And I've got to come back to it because the kayfabe-ness of this. Obviously, Lash Legend has just had a match, and she's backstage and stuff. But you got to think, did Roxanne try and get to this match before in kayfabe?
I mean, it's already happening when it looked like she just had a shower or something. She came out, obviously, on the TV. Can't remember who told her, but people backstage told her that it was Shotzi was her and Lash was ready to go, and then she smashed the TV up. So maybe she did try and get to the ring. I guess they might show that on the cameras next week.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
Maybe it'll be something where they show Lyra going for the curtain and she gets face to face with Roxanne.
Yeah, hopefully. I just think like there's a little bit of like time wasted with this. I think there was something you could have done with Roxanne here. Not necessarily a match because you might want to save that for the PLE, but like just something, a stare down or something like that. Just
for Roxanne not to be involved in a match or segment during that, then it was a wasted opportunity.
Yeah. But speaking of that, of course, Lyra does win. She retains. So what will be her surprise for Tatum next week?
I honestly reckon a title match just to piss off Roxanne a bit more.
That'd be great, yeah. But then the match is just Tatum laying down to get pinned.
Finger poke of doom.
Literally. But yeah, that brought an end to NXT. It wasn't a particularly strong week. It felt more like an episode where they built things, which is fine because, as I keep saying, this is a developmental show. It's not a third brand. So it's fine to have some lag, and it's fine to have some bad stuff because, again, it's developmental. We'll give our opinions on it if it's bad, if it's good. Like Let's King, he shouldn't be on TV, but again, it's developmental. So yeah, it's fine. But the short length matches are a trend that's seemingly coming back. I don't know what the reasoning is for it. It made sense in like Roxanne's match and Oba's match because they were meant to look dominant in those matches. But then a match comes on like Ariana Grace and Jacy Jayne. That was short. It served no purpose. It was just something that was there. And I don't know. I feel like there's better ways to go around this sort of stuff. And it's something that Sean or Ava, I don't know who books it now, like to just work on it. I think because short matches don't add intrigue and don't add interest. I don't know how you feel about that, but
yeah, I'm with you on that. Especially when you got 2 hours, like give some people a bit more time.
Mhm.
There's a lot of backstage segments and some of them were a little bit unnecessary. That's taking away time from, because if like I said, it's developmental, so they're learning on the job.
Yeah.
Give them a bit more time in
Mhm.
the ring. Like, yes, character development is just as important, but but keep it to like 3 minutes. I was at a TNA gut check, and they had 5 minutes just to have a match,
Mhm.
and they had like a 50-second promo. Like,
Yeah.
you're learning, but you can a bit more time.
Yeah. Then I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. It's like how do you explain it? It's just a weird thing to see on TV. Like, 'cause it's so reminiscent of like the old times of like early 2000s wrestling. Like where it's like wrestling gonna be like 3 minutes. It's a hardcore match. 3 minutes. It's Crash Holly. It's 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 such a weird thing seeing nowadays because in this society in this industry now where people have more opportunity to shine, they're getting less time in the ring to do that. So I don't know. It's just a weird thing that NXT needs to sort of cut to ultimately grow. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on NXT. What were your thoughts on the episode?
Uh, Decent. I think it's the fairest word I can think of. You know, it. If you've got you've clearly got their stars and who they want to be at the top of the brand, and you've got people that are rising for the ranks, but sometimes doing something for the sake of doing it isn't necessarily the right move. And I think that's the case with a fair few things in this episode. It did it for the sake of doing it. I get it, it's TV, so occasionally you do need just a random TV match
Yeah.
where it doesn't really have much going on for it. But if you're doing that, let them showcase a bit more.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's absolutely fair enough then. And with that has been HCW Show Squared. That's been our NXT review. Going forward, we'll hopefully start bringing more stuff like TNA stuff. That is
Yeah.
that is TBA right now. But we'll come to that when we come to it. It's sometime in the near future, I think. But we'll see going forward. Until then, of course, I've been Dan, DP the Breezy. This here is Mr. Impact Craig MIC, and we will bid you adieu.